for folks that this, I promise, will be the only sort of background slide here. As many, most, or maybe all of you know, Clarity has a deep, deep history within the correspondence space. And so the tools of the trade for us are all of the things that reach your members' home. And that's from member guides to EOBs, EOPs, IDs, letters associated with them, et cetera. We're working, in fact, with most people on this webinar today with respect to these assets as they go towards open enrollment. I think the disservice for Clarity would be to look at these as pieces of correspondence and full stop say that's the end of the value chain. So when we actually think about correspondence is really communication, and it's communication with every member. And in what sense does that then make it an engagement opportunity more than it is just a piece of correspondence that's going out? And so as we're thumbing through these things, you're actually starting to see the wheels of Clarity as an organization and as our strategy, looking at how we can best serve the market. Why do things have to look the way they used to? And why can't they look like the way we know behavioral science is telling us is the better way to drive that engagement? And of course, the endpoint with the Medicare audience from a true business perspective is to drive the economics associated with that engagement. So that depth in star ratings, that depth in these particular tools of the trade and serving the healthcare industry, this is just the footnote that you all know this is where we live and breathe. And from a compliance perspective, we know that's important too. So why do we think about correspondence being, in my view, the underutilized engagement opportunity? And Adrian, in one of your last slides, you talked about multimodality and looking at really having multiple channels that were being used. So in total agreement with that, but then zeroing in and focusing on just the opportunity within the print side of it, I look at an underutilized opportunity as one that's fairly easy to access. It's not going to take turning the whole Titanic to start engaging with this particular opportunity. And that's really where Clarity feels like we've got an opportunity to serve. When we look at the tens of millions of pieces of correspondence that are ending up in the homes of members and of dependents and adult caregivers, et cetera, we know that the footprint is already there. And I think when we ask you to look at us as partners and say, so what are you doing with that footprint? What are you getting the most out of by being in those homes already? I start to put my marketing hat on for a second, because I think about the world of opening an envelope that has an ID card and a welcome to your new plan year. And if I'm in my correspondence seat, I say that was delivered on time and at high quality and on the right paper and all of those things that are critically important. But if I put that marketing hat back on and I say, that was actually opened with an open rate that our email marketers would absolutely kill to have. So upwards of 90% that people are seeing that trusted brand, and in particular in Medicare, that authority of, I know that brand and I'm expecting something from them and I feel a piece of plastic inside of there, again, just referring to ID card packages, we know we're going to be read. And if we know we're going to be read, then shouldn't we be saying the right thing? And it really comes down to, we feel every communication is a chance to connect with a member in a way that's sophisticated and in a way that's respectful to them and in a way that's going to help them to take healthy actions.